capital of the Empire lies cloaked in silence. Its streets, its alleys, its lights, all are alive with the nervous hum of a city on the edge of war. But beneath that surface, darker currents move unseen. And it is there, in that blackened underbelly, that fate tightens its grip. Misha walks those alleys as if they were her home. For years, she has thrived in this world of secrets and shadows. Cerberus's most exquisite blade, Yuki's hidden lover of intelligence and misdirection. But tonight, the shadows do not serve her, they betray her. At the appointed meeting point, she finds not an ally but a wall of ice. Tatsuya Kondo, the enforcer of the Imperial Intelligence Bureau, standing still, as if the whole city belongs to him. His words cut before his gun does. Why are you back in the capital during a wartime operation? No raised voice, no visible anger. Just the calm inquiry of a man who already knows the answer. Misha throws every weapon she has. Lies, charm. The art of seduction so refined it earned her the infamous name Misha the Lover. She weaves illusions of softness, weakness, temptation, threads she has bound men with all her life. For a heartbeat, it works. Kondo plays along. He even whispers a scent, a crack in the glacier. But it is no crack, it is bait. And in the instant she leans closer, her world ends. One gunshot. No hesitation, no warning. Her body crumples, her legacy erased in a second. Because Kondo is not like other men, his unique skill, Decipherer, makes her entire arsenal worthless. Her secrets, her thoughts, Yuki's plots, all unraveled in less than a second. His verdict is merciless. No woman of her caliber could ever serve his majesty. Damrada arrives moments later. The body of his old comrade lies at his feet, a reminder that loyalty and betrayal are only separated by perspective. He kneels, restores her face, and grants her dignity in death. Yet Kondo, cold as winter, sneers at the gesture. I don't have any emotions. End of story. The Empire swallows the crime before dawn. Her body disappears. Her name becomes nothing more than a whisper among conspirators who will never know her fate. And already, elsewhere in the capital, Yuki moves his own pieces. Inside his mansion, nearly 30 of his most loyal agents gather. Otherworlders, champions, Cerberus operatives, each bound not to the Empire but to the promise of upheaval. Kigali stands at the center, sharp-eyed, guiding the moment. When Yuki enters, he wears his smile like a mask. Warm, disarming, and utterly unreadable. Tomorrow, he says casually, I have a meeting planned with the demon lord Rimuru. The room erupts. Shock, suspicion, excitement. Why ally with Rimuru, who destroyed nearly 1 million Imperial soldiers? Yuki answers with the ease of a gambler who already sees the deck. Rimuru is not merely a weapon. He is a force. If they are to topple an empire, they need a god-slayer on their side. The name of Misha drifts across the hall. Admiration, respect for her survival, her service. None of them know her corpse is already cooling in the capital's alleys. None of them know they are already being played. Yuki stirs their arrogance, feeds their hunger. He speaks of his battle with Guy Crimson, of surviving the shadow of the Lord of Darkness. And suddenly, he does not seem like a schemer. They see him as a chosen, one who has walked in the presence of legends and returned. Voices rise. Plans are made. They speak boldly of killing an emperor. But the tension fractures with a single voice. Calm, heavy as stone. Pardon my lateness. Damrada steps into the hall. Yuki freezes. His instincts scream. Misha's absence, Damrada's uniform, his deadened tone, it all falls into place. The revelation is brutal. Cerberus was never his creation. It was a leash, a tool of the Empire. He was not the master, but the pawn. And when Damrada announces it, she's dead. Misha was killed by Kondo a moment ago. The room shatters. Tornawat, loyal once, dares to question him. Damrada crushes his wrist without hesitation. Arius, master of concealment, lunges for the kill. He dies in an instant, dismissed like nothing. Damrada's judgment rings in the stunned silence. When push comes to shove, the thing you can rely on the most is your well-trained body and mind. If you ask me, all of you here are useless. Useless. That word lands heavier than steel. Yuki, though, sees what the others do not. He sees the pattern, the deliberate stalling, the cadence of control. Damrada is not betraying of his own will. He is being manipulated, a puppet in Kondo's hand. And that realization saves them. Yuki orders a retreat. Kigali, reluctant but obedient, leads them into the night. The composite division scatters, and Yuki remains behind, facing Damrada alone. Their clash begins not as slaughter, but as art. A duel of martial perfection, each strike, Each counter, more than a blow. Each is a vessel for words carried through telepathy, their true battle hidden beneath the violence. Damrada reveals truths that shake the foundation. His ultimate skill, alternative, is not his. It was borrowed from Emperor Ludora. And Ludora, far from idle, is cultivating an army of ultimate skill users, soldiers capable of challenging even Guy Crimson. Every chosen, every gift, part of a design far larger than Yuuki imagined. But Yuuki is relentless. He probes, he presses, he finds the Dominion bullet embedded within Damrada's very soul. With Mammon, Lord of Greed, he tears it apart. And for the first time, Damrada breathes free. His will returns. His eyes regain their clarity. Comradeship flickers between them, but the reprieve lasts only a moment. The air bends and the temperature shifts. Velgrynd, the Flame Dragon, descends. Beauty and destruction woven into a single presence. Yuuki's mind screams warning. Fighting someone like her head-on would just be suicide. And she is not alone. Beside her stands the Emperor himself, Ludora, radiant, terrible, magnificent. His presence is domination embodied, a charisma so absolute it crushes before a word is spoken. The confrontation is psychological as much as physical. Yuuki mocks him, calls him incompetent for failing to conquer the world despite his power. But Ludora is amused, not angered. He sees not rebellion, but entertainment. And Yuuki, ever the gambler, lunges with Mammon, reaching for Ludora's soul. Velgrynd stops him. The torrent of a true dragon's power pours through Yuuki, tearing his body apart from the inside. How crazy are true dragons anyway, he thinks, blood spilling. And then Ludora shows his hand. His authority, his true face, Regalia Dominion, the ultimate manifestation of Michael, Lord of Justice. Yuuki is crushed not by death, but by domination. His body collapses, his will shackled. But Ludora does not kill him. He spares him. He calls it a reward for resisting his dominance. It is worse than death. Yuuki is left broken, handed back to Damrada, who now carries both loyalty and shame. Velgrynd and Ludora vanish into the night, and the sky itself changes in their wake. Blood red, raining crimson, as if the heavens acknowledge the Empire's ascendancy. The coup lies in ruins. Kigali and her forces bound by Dominion bullets, Yuuki himself shackled, the Empire unbroken. And yet, the game has not ended. The board has only grown larger. Because in that silence after the storm, one truth becomes undeniable. The Empire's hand is far stronger, far more intricate than anyone imagined. And Yuuki Kagurazaka, for all his cunning, has been pulled into a game where the stakes are higher than his imagination, and the players are gods. The dragon has descended, the demon's pawns have fallen, and the shadow of Ludora now stretches across the world. The collision has only just begun.